Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown, episode 206. I'm here. I'm on the Birdman Finch, and I'm here with.
Chris.
So yeah, a funny story, guys. You're probably wondering where's the rundown been the past 3 weeks. There's a funny story about that. Well, 1 week Chris was working, so we couldn't really fit the time to do the show. Last week we were recording the show. I'm serious. We were sitting here. Well, not Chris, but me, James, and Noah were all sitting here talking, doing the show, having a grand old time. And then something crashed. It was either Discord or the screen recording app. And I got like a white screen for like a while. And I have on the thing, I have a thing where I pause the video where we do the timestamps and everything like that. So I paused the video and had to restart my laptop, but forgot to hit stop to like save the video, and we just lost everything. So at that point, we had been on Discord and stuff for 2 hours. We were like, you know what? I think it's time to call it a day. We're done. So yeah. So yeah, all that stuff we talked about, we didn't really have anymore. So right now we're gonna talk about everything. So what from this point going forward, I'm not going to really say anymore, like, what the topics are, because if you go in the comments and the description, that's where we'll be. That's where all the content's going to be. I don't even need to tell you anymore. You guys have eyes, a mouth, and I guess ears. I don't know what that would do to read. I guess so you can hear yourself reading
Or
it.
mouth, really. You just need eyes.
Yeah. You could just read it to yourself. Yeah, but sometimes you might need the mouth to, like, read it to somebody else who doesn't have the eyes. So,
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
yeah. I don't mean like not. What I meant to say is blind. Like not that they don't have. They're not Rey Mysterio. Then again, who didn't have an eye for like a month, and then all of a sudden, randomly, once this feud with Seth Rollins ended, he had an eye again. So,
That,
like, isn't
yeah,
it? That's still weird to me. Like all of a sudden, his eyes all fine now. Like right when his feud with Seth Rollins ended, his eye like healed. It was magically okay. Like.
because they saved it. They saved his eye.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. You know what was weird about that iPhone match? I know we're off topic, but I like how he came out in that match like with his eye covered up, and then like he actually cost himself the match because he exposed the eye, and that was the eye that Seth Rollins took out. It's like I don't understand what he was thinking. Like
He needed to show Seth Rollins, like, hey, right here, this one.
Yep.
This is the one you gotta take.
Yup. Imagine Seth took the wrong one. He took like the other eye. What would have happened then? Like, would Ray be blind for a while, or like I don't know what would have happened.
He would have to go for the other one then.
Yeah.
He's gonna be eyeless.
I still kind of think it's funny too. Like in that match, Seth Rollins, the whole thing was to take the opponent's eye out. And Seth did like literally the same exact thing that like injured his eye, and for some reason this time it took his eye out. Like, did he do it with more pressure this time? I don't know what happened. I even love how in that match, I even love because I know they had like the CGI finish. Vince didn't want it and all that stuff. I even love in that match, you know, they pretty much didn't like show an eye. They just had Samoa Joe be like, "Oh, it's out, it's out." Like you didn't even see his eye come out. Like, and then they have like the whole thing where like he had like a fake eyeball or whatever. Honestly, it's just that. You know what sucked about that match was actually pretty damn great. It's just like the stipulation was just so goofy. Like,
it really is.
Yeah. I also think it's hilarious. Like people were predicting like Dominic was gonna be turn heel and like take his dad's eye out. Like it's just I honestly think that wouldn't have been I think that would have been better than what they did in real life. Like where they probably still would have done that finish though. So
They probably would have.
But his eye's fine now
Definitely
though.
would.
His eye is okay though. That's all we need to know. His eye is just fine. But let's stop talking about eyes and let's talk about some AEW Dynamite. Pause. All right, so we're going to talk about some AEW. I think the best way to talk about AEW really is to just kind of do basically an AEW Revolution preview, at least in the beginning portions of it. just because a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about has to do with AEW Evolution. There was some stuff that didn't have to do with AEW Evolution we'll talk about afterwards, but we're going to preview AEW Revolution 2021. I'm beyond excited for this pay-per-view because it's been built up pretty damn well. Like, every match on the card but like two has had great build-ups. Surprise, surprise, it's the woman matches that don't have the good build-up. If you know AEW's track record with the women's division, I don't think that surprises anybody. So,
Hamstring.
huh?
Like, hell yeah.
Yep.
That women's division is non-existent.
Yeah.
No nothing.
I loved, but wait, so my excitement level probably is like a 9. It would be a 10 if the women's matches were built up better. What's your excitement level going into this pay-per-view?
9.5.
9 point. Is it also
It would
down?
have been because I would have rather than build up the women's match
Yep.
instead of doing a tournament.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we get there, though. Let's talk about the match that's going to be on the buy-in, the pre-show. Speaking of women's matches, they're just throwing together a random ass tag match with Riho and Thunder Rosa versus Dr. Britt Baker and Rebel. What a random match this is.
See, the thing with this too is this match makes no sense because wouldn't you want to put Thunder Rosa with Maddie Rinkowski?
Yeah, exactly.
There's a little bit of history there.
Yep.
Maddie is Thunder Rosa's protege.
Yep.
And she had a match with Britt Baker.
Yes.
Which Rebel got involved and caused her to be defeated.
Yep.
Wow! Look at that. Instead, they put fucking Riho in there, which makes no sense.
Well, you know why Riho's in there? Because Kenny Omega wanted her in there, probably. So,
Kenny Omega wanted to defy the odds and win the tournament, too.
Yep. Yeah, I'm really not interested in this match. It also feels like to the Thunder Rosa Britt Baker feud, like won over. Like it's like they're trying to bring it back. Like yeah, I feel like that's over. Like they had a match, Britt Baker won. There's no. It's also weird because they didn't really like do anything. I guess she did take out like a student, but like it's just they haven't done anything with this feud since they had the match because obviously they did that crappy tournament we're gonna talk about, so that kind of affected that. So, yeah. I am not interested in this match at all. It's legit just thrown on the card. And just really nothing special about it. If I had to make a prediction...
It's a surprise. It's a woman's match.
Yeah.
Like, they care about it anyway.
Yeah. If I had to make a prediction, though, I'm predicting Thunder Rosa and Riho win because they're gonna just because they will win. I don't really have a reason. Like, I think Rebel's clearly in the match to take the loss, so... There you go.
Yeah. Riho and Thunder are gonna win.
Yeah. I bet you too.
The Ho and the Thunder.
Yep.
Thunder Ho.
I bet you too. Riho's gonna win with a roll up because that's how she wins all her matches. She doesn't have a finisher for some reason.
Well, she's also not like doesn't have enough weight behind her to hit any move to begin with.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, that match I have absolutely no interest in, none whatsoever.
0. Why? Because AEW doesn't even interest in it, so why should I?
Yeah, absolutely. You know this too, by the way. The way they announced the match, I believe it was like what they do in like the finals of the tournament, and then this logo just randomly popped up out of nowhere saying that this match was gonna happen. They didn't even like acknowledge it either. They just like showed. That was just weird to me.
And they didn't even announce it.
Yeah.
I don't think they even announced on Dynamite this week either. Dynamite Crossroads.
Yeah. No, they did. On the tournament in the finals. Yeah. I believe it was Nyla Rose versus Rio Max, however you say her name, Rio Mutsunami, whatever. And I think it was this match like popped up in the logo. It was either that. You know what? It was either doing that match or doing the 10 Max Caster match. It was doing one of those matches. I remember like this logo just randomly popped up out of nowhere. So we're not talking about this match anymore. This match is
talk about a way to not get your audience excited for a pay-per-view.
Absolutely. Well, for a match anyways.
Yeah, for a buy-in like they've had in past buy-ins, they've had some really good matches.
Absolutely.
I mean, this match isn't particularly going to be bad because Riho, Thunder, and Britt aren't bad per se.
Absolutely not.
But like, it's just thrown together last second.
Absolutely.
That seems to be a lot of what AEW does with the women's division. Throws everything at the last second, and
Yep.
They throw shit on the wall and see what sticks.
Yep. We'll talk more about that when we talk about the tournament. Let's talk about the casino tag team. Now, I know people are gonna say, "Well, this is thrown together." I mean, yeah, it's thrown together, but it's also This is because it's also a battle royal to get a tag title match. Battle royals aren't really story driven; they're thrown together anyways. So
it could be classified as thrown together because it kind of was, but there are feuds within the battle royal.
Yep.
That were pre-existing.
Yep.
Prior to this. For some of these have been going on for a very long time.
Yes. Let's talk. Yeah, it's the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal. It's basically like the Casino Battle Royal, except it's a tag team one. It's basically taking the Tag Team Battle Royal and Casino Battle Royal like rules and mashing them together, which I think is going to be kind of cool.
I gotta laugh at this. There's 3 variations of the Dark Order in this match.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
3.
I'll go through the. Yep.
Red Silver, and
yep.
10 and Allen Angels.
Oh, yeah, they're in it now?
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's go through it. Yeah. For some reason, I think this has been played around with on Wikipedia because and the eliminated by section, it says 1 and 2, which is just kind of weird.
Yeah,
so,
that is weird.
I feel like
Bear Country 1 and eliminated by 2 for some reason.
So
Bronson. I don't know why. That's weird. Somebody just messed that up.
Yeah.
Probably need to put something in that bracket.
Yeah. But going through the participants, it's going to be Bear Country. 3 members of Dark Order. There's Alex Reynolds and John Silver, Eva Runo and Stu Grayson, and Alan Angels and Preston Vance, better known as 10, and Alan Angels is better known as 5. So that's going to be kind of cool. Representing
they have like the odds to win the match too. Like I think they have the most odds to win.
Absolutely.
Just based on the 3 different variations of it in the Tag Battle Royal.
Representing the Inner Circle is Santana and Ortiz. We have the Butcher and the Blade. We have Private Party. Representing Death Triangle is Pac and Phoenix. That's pretty cool because they actually were a hell of a team this week on Dynamite when they just destroyed people. So,
such chemistry, even though they haven't been teaming together that long.
Yeah,
it's just like they have such great chemistry.
Yeah, the Seidel brothers, which I'm interested in. The Gun Club, which is going to be represented by Austin and Colton Gunn. The Pretty Picture, which is Pretty Peter Avalon and Cesar Bononi. I know they're kind of a team, but I'm assuming I didn't really know they were because I'm assuming they're only on Dark the weeks I don't watch it. So that's probably what's going on there.
Yeah, besides the one random Dynamite match they have with Cody.
Yeah, because they've been teaming up on Dark a lot apparently, but I think I find it kind of fitting that it's the weeks I don't watch Dark that they're on it. So
I give it. I'm not gonna say 100%, but I'm gonna say about 99%.
Yeah,
they're gonna be the first team.
Yep. SoCal Uncensored, SCU are in the match. The Natural Nightmares, Varsity Blondes, and Jurassic Express, represented by Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. No FTR as of yet, though. I'm wondering if they'll be announced fairly soon. Like, they're probably going to be announced right after we finish this video, knowing our luck.
Is there? I think there's a surprise in the Casino Tag and in the ladder match.
Definitely the ladder match, yeah.
The ladder match definitely surprised in it because there's an empty spot.
Yeah.
But I think it's either this is the field for the Casino Tag, or there's one more.
Yeah.
Because I can't. I don't know why FTR wouldn't be in it and Jurassic Express is.
Yeah.
Unless if they're going to be the ones that cost them.
Yeah.
The match.
I'm trying to think of like the only team I could think of that's like out there is Finn Juice, which would be kind of cool because they've been showing up on Impact recently. That if they came out and were in the match, Gallows and Anderson could be in it. I think a team for huh?
I consider them eliminating Santana and Ortiz.
Yep.
What is costing them?
Yeah.
Like eliminating themselves, like having them be a factor in having them being eliminated.
Yep. As for who I think will win, so it's really tough to predict a winner. I'm assuming whoever wins the match probably won't be the next tag champs. They'll be just get a match on like Dynamite or something. I'm actually gonna say I think it doesn't test because I know SCU said if they lost another match they wouldn't team together. I'm assuming this wouldn't count if they lost because it is a battle royal. I think they have to lose like a straight. But
I think it's a great tag match.
Yep. If I had to predict a winner, I'm actually gonna predict SCU wins it. I think they're gonna challenge for the tag titles, and I think that on Dynamite, they'll have the match, and they'll either win the match or become the champs. So that will be the last match together as a team. So
yeah,
I'm taking SCU.
That's a pretty. That would be interesting, especially if it's against if the Bucks do win.
Yep.
That'd be an.
That's like
matchup, longtime friends and.
Yep. Because if you remember too, on like the 8-man tag they had, I think it was them versus the Acclaimed and some other team. I think it was like TH2. They did throw out the challenge to the Young Bucks. So at the end of that match. So
yeah.
I'm predict. I would just do. I would just do it one pick. Or you want to do like 3 picks? So it's like 2 picks or just 1.
How many teams are in it again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 16. I think, right?
Yep.
How do you want to divide it up?
Let's do like 2 picks.
I'll do 2 picks. Okay.
Yeah. I'll pick them or if FT I don't think Jurassic Express are gonna win. I'll pick them or Private Party.
Good choices.
Yep.
Who you pick? Also to go SoCal Uncensored.
Yep.
And just because I love this is rapidly becoming my favorite tag team within a stable, but Silver and Reynolds.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I really love John Silver.
Yep. Didn't you hate him for a while too? Like.
Yeah. Then I just thought it was like I thought it was forced comedy at the beginning, but then I started watching some of his videos, and I he actually did like a Tough Enough video, like a long time ago, and it was fucking hysterical.
I'd have to give that a watch.
Like the character he's playing now, like the gimmick that he has now, like back in like 2015 or 16 or something like that.
Yep.
He sent in a video to WWE and it was fucking hysterical.
Oh yeah, I have to give that a watch. Isn't it kind of funny, by the way? Like I'm assuming this was the Tough Enough they did like in 2015, right? The most recent Tough Enough. Like how many people like that are on AEW right now submitted a video? Like
probably a lot.
MJF submitted one.
MJF did, yeah. Probably a lot of them did.
Yeah.
But that was it was the Chris Jericho hosted one. It wasn't the Steve Austin one.
Yeah.
It was the fan submitted one.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. How cool would it have been to think about if MJF had gotten to the, had actually gotten there, and if Jericho was the host? Think about how much storyline we would have had right there.
Yeah, that'd be weird as hell.
Let's continue talking about this show though. We have another tag team. We have an actual tag team match on the show. It's gonna be Miro and Kip Sabian, with Penelope Ford ringside versus Best Friends. No Trent, because obviously he's still injured. So unless he comes out just to stand ringside, doesn't really do anything. But we'll see. I mean, this is obviously still stemming from the wedding. Not much has happened. Like they did like a sit down interview like last week where Miro and Kip were just chastising Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy. I love how he thinks that Orange Cassidy is influencing Chuck Taylor, and he says to come back to him and he can give him everything. Like he gave him nothing. Like his life was a living hell. I even love how he's like refusing to call him Chuck Taylor. He's continuously calling him Charles. I think that's hilarious.
Taylor.
I'm pretty interested in this feud. This has been going on pretty much since Miro came to AEW. And obviously, there's the added personal thing because they took out Trent. And then obviously, they ruined, Penelope Ford and Kip Sabian's wedding and all that type of stuff. Weirdly enough, I'm picking the baby faces to win. I don't really think you need to continue this any further, and the only way to not continue it is for Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor to win. And I think what could happen is because Miro probably needs to go singles and get out of this feud. What could happen is like Kip Sabian could take the loss, and maybe Miro will turn on Kip Sabian afterwards and like just become like the monster we all want him to be in AEW. So I think that could happen. So I'm picking best. I'm picking best friends to win this match. Who are you picking?
I'm gonna go with. I've been going back and forth, but I think I'm gonna pick best friends.
There you go.
I think the same thing too. I think when Miro came into AEW, he had a lot of hype. And everyone thought he was going to be used properly. He was going to be a main event guy, but he's in that middle of the mid tier right now.
Yeah,
he's on the upper mid card. This is not an upper mid card feud. This is like a mid to lower tier mid card feud.
Yep.
And I just think that maybe I think Kip does take the loss too, but I think he goes into more of a managerial role and manages Miro as Miro ascends through the ranks.
Oh, that could happen too, yeah.
But I could see him turning on him too, and Kip Sabian going babyface for a little while, and that's your little mini feud to get Miro as an unstoppable beast who was being held back by Kip Sabian, and on the other side, Kip can be like, I was just trying to be a friend.
Yep.
I was just trying to be the friend that I thought you wanted to be friends with. They could be best friends.
Yeah, that's not allowed though in AEW. You can't be friends. You can't be. I'm saying in wrestling period, you can't be friends. You can't without hold, because then people think you getting hold back. So.
Oh yeah, or they could say that he was having him focus too much on playing video games instead of competing for championships.
Yep.
You could go any different ways, multitude of different ways.
Then we're gonna skip the title match. We'll save that to the end.
The barn burner.
We have the Face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW TNT Championship match. We have Cody Rhodes, who's gonna be accompanied by Arn Anderson versus Scorpio Sky versus Penta El Zero Miedo versus Lance Archer with Jake Roberts inside versus Matt Castro versus a to be announced opponent, which is probably going to be a mystery person. So Cody Rhodes, I like how he flat out said he didn't need to qualify because because he was a former TNT champion and I'm an executive. He basically just said he didn't need to qualify. I think that
he basically just said, "Fuck it, I booked the show. I'm putting myself in it."
Yeah, I don't know why Scorpio Sky and Penta El Zero and Miedo didn't have to qualify. They were just put in the match. It was just weird. I mean, Scorpio Sky is fighting an injury, I guess, so maybe like they didn't think he'd be ready in time, but it's just weird. It's also weird he's coming back from injury and he's going to go right into a ladder match right afterwards. It's just weird.
Yeah, that's like, that seems very odd.
Yeah.
Very. I get why they want him to be like in the match.
Yes.
Spotlight him a little bit, show what he can do. I mean, at the end of the day, he is a fucking flippy guy.
Absolutely. I just think it's weird.
This match suits him well.
I think it's weird in general. Like some people had to qualify, but some people didn't have to qualify. That was just weird to me.
Penta didn't.
Yeah.
Cody didn't, and Scorpio didn't.
I can understand Cody a little bit, because of his
because he
ego. Um,
because he runs the company.
and he's also like a former TNT champion, so fair. Um,
But at the same time, like, wouldn't you want to like prove that you belong in the title and the ladder match?
not when you're booking the shows.
No. When you were trying to be like, hey, I shouldn't have everything handed to me. I can at least win a match to get in.
Yep.
But that's also to this Face of the Revolution ladder match has only come up in the past 2 weeks
Yeah.
or 3 weeks. So they really haven't had enough TV time to book this match and have them have singles matches to earn a chance in this ladder match.
Yep. But I love the qualifying match that Lance Archer and Ray Phoenix had. That was awesome.
That was a fantastic match.
Yeah. I was kind of sad. I even loved too because Lance Archer was acting like the old heel. I like how afterwards he showed he was still a face because like when he laid out Phoenix, he like gave him a fist pound and stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. Max, I mean, I would have preferred 10 in the match over Max Caster.
That's what I thought was gonna go.
But it does make sense why he got in the match with the finish because Matt Hardy paid Jack Evans to cost on the match because he has a vendetta. So I could kind of I just would have preferred.
Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, I feel like he's there to kind of do a shitty rap. Probably that's probably what he's going to be there for. And then
oh, definitely.
now this TBA is interesting because if you remember last year, in the ladder match, Brian Cage debuted and won the thing. So, this could happen again. A lot of people are throwing out there Ethan Page because he's been out there recently. Which would be kind of weird because he's partnered with a company he doesn't like.
Yeah.
But also, Paul White recently came out on Dynamite this week, and announced
Yeah,
that
I think they said that it's not, the surprise is not going to be in this match.
Okay. I'm just gonna go out on a limb then and say, or it could be just someone coming over from Impact as a part of this partnership deal, or New Japan. Could be Kenta, could be somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna go out on a limb though and say, because I want this to happen so much. I think the surprise entrant will be Rohit Raju. I think that's going to be the surprise entrant. I think that'd be kind of cool. So I think he deserves it like a bigger scale, like a big platform to show his abilities. He is so good. And I think it'd be kind of cool if he came out and won this match. I think him and Darby Allin could put on a killer of a match for the TNT Championship.
Yep.
He is like honestly he is. And he could still be signed with Impact because him Gallows and Anderson are showing up every week on Dynamite and Impact at the same time. So it's not like he has to abandon his Impact dates. So I'm predicting that the surprise entrance. I'm probably going to be really wrong, but I'm predicting that it's going to be Rohit Raju. He wins the match and faces Darby Allin on TNT. Can you imagine too, like on how cool it'd be if on the paid ads too, like he like invaded the ad and said, "I'm facing your guy for the TNT Championship." That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So yeah, I'm predicting that the surprise entrant will be Rohit Raju, and he'll win the match and face Darby Allin for the TNT title on a future Dynamite. If we're canceling out anyone though, Cody Rhodes definitely isn't winning, nor should he win. Although if he did win, he wouldn't be so directionless every week on Dynamite. But I have a feeling something will happen. Like he'll be an idiot and book the match like the next week on Dynamite. Then he'll just be directionless again. Max Caster definitely isn't winning. I don't think Scorpio Sky is gonna win because just don't think Scorpio Sky. The only other two would be like Penta El Zero and Lance Archer. If Lance Archer was a heel, I would say he win, but I think it's gonna be the mystery person, and my mystery
Yeah.
person's WYW. Who you?
Well, my pick is the guy you've already counted out, Scorpio Sky. I
Oh,
feel like
really?
I feel like he's I feel like that's he needs that opportunity more than anyone
Yep.
to really showcase his abilities, and him and Darby would have a insanely good matchup.
Yep. Who
And
do you
for
think?
the mystery. Who am I gonna? Is it gonna be a former WWE guy? Is it
I
gonna be?
I mean, I set the bar pretty low with WYW, so
Is it gonna be Roman Reigns? Is it gonna be Seth Rollins?
no.
Is it gonna be Undertaker? Is it gonna be? I don't even know the fuck it could be. I get like. I'm gonna say like Ethan Page, I guess,
Okay.
because that one kind of like makes a little bit of sense because he's a free agent
Yep.
if they wanted to go that route. But also too, um, Rich Swan.
Oh, that'd be cool.
I kind of been like, as soon as you went Impact, I was like, maybe Rich Swan, because if he beats Darby Allin for the TNT Championship, he'd have 2 belts,
Yep.
and you face Kenny Omega at maybe a Dynamite or an Impact show or Impact pay-per-view or AEW pay-per-view.
Yep.
Winner takes all.
Yep. Let's talk about now the match I'm also really looking forward to, and that's the big money match where the winner receives the loser's 2020 first quarter earnings with Heyman Adam Page versus Big Money Matt Hardy. Let's talk about that segment when we finally found out what Matt Hardy signed. That was everything I wanted it to be. So I wanted to do a full analysis of it. So like it was after the match. They think they faced like it was either they faced TH2. And Matt Hardy was all happy that he had signed with this brand. And I love Heyman Adam Page where he was just like, I don't think you fully read that contract. I even left on Matt Hardy. He said, no, I sent it right over to the lawyer. And he's like, well, let's take a look at that contract. And then like the guy from the Jaguars outfit from the Stadium Stampede match came out. And he showed the contract. Matt Hardy's reaction was everything I wanted it to be when he was freaking out saying, it says it's for a match at between you and me and Double or Nothing. And if you win, you'll get all of my 2021 Q1 earnings. Like the reaction he had was everything I wanted it to be.
So I called it too.
Yeah, you did.
I even said it's gonna end up being a match.
Yeah. I'll admit, I was kind of disappointed when he just said it was a match. I'm like, oh, I was kind of hoping for something big. And then when he said, if you win, you get my 2021 Q1 earnings, I was like, yes, that's everything I wanted to.
The big money match.
Yeah. So now he forced Heyman Adam Page to put up his earnings. I even love, too, like, he paid off TH2 to beat up Heyman Adam Page. The Dark Order made the save, and, like, all members, it wasn't like, like, all the members...
It was literally all of them.
Yeah.
It was like a 10-on-2 beatdown.
And somehow they're the faces, but I don't know how it works. It still works that they're the faces, even though they have like.
It does work, because Matt Hardy is the dastardly carny heel.
Yeah.
And they're trying to sway Hangman Adam Page.
Yep, to join the Dark Order. I even love how I love the focus they gave this on the countdown this week. Like everything that they like, I just loved it. I'm picking Heyman Adam Page to win. I mean, it would probably ruin the big money Matt Hardy thing, but I want him to win so much. So I think that'd be awesome.
I also do think that Hangman's gonna win because you know why? Broken Matt Hardy.
Yep.
That's what or depressed Matt Hardy. Or
Yep.
something like a new character, I think. So Hangman would win, and then Matt Hardy would go off and maybe broken Matt Hardy or depressed Matt Hardy. He shows up to Dynamite on Wednesday all disheveled.
Yeah.
His hair's all messy, and he has like bags under his eyes.
Yep.
Ain't able to sleep. Like that's what I want to see. Like that'd be fucking hilarious if they go that route.
Yeah. So I feel like you get
Yeah, I think that Hangman should win.
because you could get some great TV if Heyman wins and Matt Hardy has to deal with it. So I feel like
And the feud would continue on,
yep,
which makes a lot of sense because if Matt Hardy won, the feud just basically ends there. He took all of his money, and then it's over. It's done.
yep,
Now, if Hangman wins, the feud continues on. You have, Matt Hardy, TH2, and Private Party against Hangman, Silver and Reynolds, and whoever else in the Dark Order. The feud should go on past Revolution.
yep. Because also too, you have the thing where the Dark Order can help Heyman, Adam Page win, and Matt Hardy will want to take out the Dark Order even more.
Yeah.
And you also have to factor in. I think 10's going to be the factor that really helps Heyman, Adam Page win after what happened on Dynamite this week too.
Yes. That's who could play in.
Yeah.
Could play in. Big 10 comes out and distracts Matt Hardy, and Hangman hits him with a buckshot.
Yep.
That'd be amazing.
Um.
I want to see depraved, upset, broken Matt Hardy.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, now speaking of, remember how we talked about how the women's division sucks? Let's talk about it some more. We have the AEW Women's World Championship match where it's going to be Hikaru Shida defending against Ryo Mitsunami. So Ryo Mitsunami won a crappy tournament. I remember like we had text, I think an hour conversation straight about how much that tournament sucked. Why don't we just talk about how much that? I feel like we should just break down.
No defending it. I'm not gonna defend it.
Yeah.
I said it from the very beginning. This tournament sucks.
Yep.
I didn't like it from the start. I watched it. Doesn't mean I liked it.
Yes.
I thought none of the seatings made any sense.
Yep.
The whole, you want to bring fans in to this match. You want to showcase Joshi wrestling, but you put someone in there who is basically new to the American audience. If you don't watch Joshi wrestling, you don't know who Ryo Mitsunami is.
Yes.
But if Aja Kong would have won, holy shit, 30-plus year veteran here. People know who she is.
Yes.
People know her from the WWF. People watched her. Makes so much more sense than this.
Yeah, let's go through. I think the best way to talk about crap. So, I want to talk about the good first because there was some weirdly. This isn't the worst tournament ever. James did have to remind me. King of the Ring '95 was a thing that sucked worse than this. So we gotta remember that.
This wasn't the worst tournament of all time, but it was probably the second.
Yeah, second best. It's the second worst I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Just none of it made any sense.
Some of the greatness in it though was Layla Hirsch and Thunder Rosa had a killer of a match. I think we talked about it. I liked Serena Deeb versus Riho. They had a good match. What else? I think that's it.
That was outstanding.
And then Thunder Rosa versus Riho had a very good match too. And then everything else about the tournament pretty much sucked though. So there was some. Let's talk about. We did talk about how bad it was they didn't air these matches on Dynamite. You know, they did the whole women's tag tournament thing where they had the whole matches on. So it was just really weird. So they had they obviously most of the competitors couldn't show up to America because of the pandemic, so they had to do some of the matches in Japan. But they did it like in an empty, like almost like an empty performance center type place with crappy quality. If you've ever seen Impact, I think it was No Surrender 2019. It was pretty much about that standard of quality. It was really bad quality. And then you had like some of these matches just. I don't remember exactly what the first match was. I remember the first match was I think it was Yuka Sakazaki versus Mel Shuraga. That was a terrible match. That was terrible.
probably one of the worst matches I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
They were just so uncoordinated. There was just so many botches.
Yeah.
Tommy, the referee, I don't think he knew how to count to 3.
Yeah.
Either their spots were wrong, or there was supposed to be a 3 count.
Yep.
But like every time he'd go down, he'd go to 2 and then he'd stop.
Yep.
And then they kick out. So
Yes.
I don't know if it was supposed to be like there was supposed to kick out before the 2, but like that match was god awful.
Absolutely. Also, what was bad about it was like because it's in like an empty warehouse with nobody there. It's nothing on the Joshi wrestlers, but they scream a lot and it echoes so bad in the building. Like it was so bad.
One of the matches, I think it might have been the 6-woman tag, or it was, I forget what other match it was. Yuka and Emmy, I think. But like one of them was like, they got in the ring and they just immediately started yelling.
Yep.
It was just reverberating around the training center. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I had this on like 40 volume on my computer, which isn't very loud. And it felt like it was on 100 volume.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna go deaf. Oh my god. I was like, shut the fuck up! Stop screaming!
I liked Vetty versus Emi Sakura. I guess that match was good. I think I was in such a terrible mood though after watching that first match and just how bad quality it was. I couldn't really get into it.
It was probably the better match.
Yeah.
On the Japanese side of the tournament in general.
Let's talk about the worst thing though they did with the Japanese side though. I remember I was even texting you as the match was happening. I'm like, Maki Ito's actually entertaining. She's actually interested. I remember I texted you. She should win the whole thing. And then she freaking lost the first round. Like, they took the most interested person that they had on the Japanese side and had her lose in the first round. It was like...
I was like, well, someone who's picking up steam. You know, God for fucking bid they have her advance in the tournament, at least another round.
Yeah.
Someone who's getting over the American audience, who hates Jim Cornette.
Yep.
Wicked phony on Twitter.
Yep.
And then she loses, and I'm like, so you take the interesting person in the tournament, and you have him lose in the first round.
Yeah.
It was a new and interesting person, new and interesting character.
Yeah.
Gone in the first round.
And then we had...
Instead, I would have rather had Maki Ito face Yuka and then have her beat Yuka if he didn't want her to lose to Ryo Mitsunami.
Yeah. You know what's honestly, like... And then you had... I'm sorry, Win Katakura, by the way, I get the vibe that she didn't even want to be there when she came out. Like, she looked like she just did not want to be out there. Like, I don't know.
Miserable.
Yeah.
But she also almost died, too, because I think Aja Kama killed her.
Yeah, but I'm saying there was a match in the 6-woman match, too, though, you know, that they had, it looked like she also didn't want to be there either.
Zero interest.
Yeah. I don't blame her, but... Oh, and then we had the worst part of the tournament, like... So, Anna Jay couldn't be in the tournament because, you know, she got a shoulder injury. So they were like, oh, who can we have to replace, Anna Jay? You know, we have a lot of people on Dynamite, like, not so... I'm trying to... Ivelisse, Diamante, who, you know, are on Dynamite most weeks. Nah, let's not do any of that. Let's have Maddie Wankowski, who's someone who I've never heard of, and they didn't even tell us who she was. They just had to go out there and pretty much get...
The only thing they said was that she was the protege of Thunder Rosa.
Yup.
It was the only fucking thing they said, besides the fact that she was a random alternate in the tournament. So you have this big tournament... And you have someone who's an alternate who fucking no one knows.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, it's a surprise. Like, oh, you know, here comes someone from Impact or... Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. They put some random fucking woman who no one's ever even heard of.
And they had to get and they had to get, like, ruined. Like, she got no offense in that match at all.
And it was so botchy.
Yeah.
Oh god, that match was awful.
And then you have Nyla Rose for some. I mean, it could have been COVID related, so I can't rant about it too much. But you had Nyla Rose come out like up until the finals without Vicky Guerrero and didn't give any explanation as to why that happened. Like I thought they legitimately like woke up or something. But nope. I
Yeah,
guess you.
I think it was just because it was taped so far in advance.
Yeah, it was just weird.
I think all those episodes now that I think of, or
Hello.
within or on that day.
Say that again because you cut out for like a second.
Um, the fact I think it's like uh the fact that they taped them all in like what seemed like one day
Yeah, yeah,
on Dark.
yeah. You could
So
tell. You could definitely tell it was dog because they on the U.S. side, like they had the dog banner up and stuff like in
yeah, so I
there.
wonder if like they did like 2 weeks of Dark,
Yeah,
like so, or like I don't know how they would have done it, like because
yeah,
it's after AEW. So and it's just like why wasn't Vicky there to begin with?
yeah,
Like they like Nyla went away for a little bit because she was like in contact with someone who had COVID. So like through contact tracing, basically just she was quarantining, so
fair.
she wasn't there. And then she comes back with no Vicky,
Yeah,
and it's like what?
yeah. You can't do so.
You're
You
not gonna
can,
tell me Vicky Guerrero's not there?
yeah. Oh, I want to tell you too. Like that Nyla Rose Britt Baker match didn't work on so many levels because it was heel versus heel. Like that that match did not work for me at all. Like that was just not.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly.
I want to talk about I want to talk about the worst match of the tournament too. It was Ryo Mitsunami versus Aja Khan. I remember I texted you that finish. I couldn't believe that was a finish. So Aja Khan was like
Yeah.
dominating the match. She went over and had like Hikaru who was on like Japanese commentary like bounce Ryo Mitanami's head off a trash can. And then like the span of 2 seconds, all of a sudden she hit like a leg drop, one by count. I'm like, what happened? Like the
Yeah.
referee
That's I was pissed.
I didn't even understand. The referee the referee counted so fast, and all of a sudden, like Ryu Mitanami no soul getting her head bashed off like with the trash can. Like what happened? Like,
I
I
was so pissed I turned it off.
yeah,
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. I was like, this is how they're gonna do it? I was like, they're gonna have first of all, they're gonna have a legend like Aja Kong, like not even make it to the final.
yeah,
Like that's how they're gonna do it. Like I just don't get it. Like
yeah,
you wanna build up this this Joshi women's championship match. It would have been 1,000 times better had they had Aja Kong versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship.
yeah,
Therefore, you get eyes from Japan and you get eyes from the United States. It's that simple because people want to see Aja Kong. I know she's in her 50s and she's not like as nimble as she once was, but she's a legend. People know who the fuck she is.
absolutely.
She's a worldwide known name. She like I just don't get it. It just didn't make any sense to me why she lost.
And then they had Thunder Rosa lose to Nyla Rose for no reason. So I honestly, the two people who made it to the finals, I didn't even care about at all. Like,
Yeah, I didn't care either. I was like, first of all, I wanted Maki Ito to win. It was stupid that she lost in the first round.
yeah,
I wanted Aja Kong to win. That was my second choice, and she lost in the second round. And I don't even know who else I picked to even win on the other side.
yeah, yeah,
No one, I think. I think I picked Thunder Rosa,
yeah,
and she got knocked out by Nyla Rose. I'm like, what the fuck?
yeah.
What is the point?
Can I tell you
Why
what
should I invest in this tournament if all the likable people are out?
the worst part about this tournament too? Like, I think it was like these past two episodes on the Bleacher Report one on the YouTube one. They had matches that like weren't even in the tournament that like no one even could remotely care about. Like I'm like, why are these matches? This sucks enough as it is. I just want to get through it. You're adding on extra matches that don't need to be there. Like,
I know, yeah. Like that
let
fucking 6-woman tag was average at best.
yeah.
But I was watching it live, in the comments were just fucking hysterical.
What were they say? What were they saying?
It was just people who like were who didn't watch wrestling or haven't watched it in like 10 years were commenting like, "Oh my god, this is how far wrestling has fallen." Like, what the fuck is even going on?
Yep.
It's so funny. I wish I'd sent you the text earlier so you could watch it.
I know, yeah. I kind of forgot about it. I kind of forgotten about it. And I just wasn't wasn't having it.
It was so funny.
And then like
so funny.
And then so then this week Ryobi Tsunami wins. And then got her ass owned by Hikaru Shida anyways. Like, she got knocked to the floor and got her ass owned by Hikaru Shida. Like, lost all momentum.
They shook hands, they hit each other in the face, and then Shida, they hit each other, Mitsunami hit her first, I think, and then Shida hit her. Mitsunami hit her back, and then Shida hit her and floored her. I was like, that makes a freaking Mitsunami look weak!
Yeah. You know what was weird?
This competitor competing, and it's awful.
You know what was weird about it too? I don't think the commentators expected that was gonna happen. They were like, "Oh wait, this isn't over yet. There's still more." Like, JR didn't even know what was happening. Like,
I was like, "Why? First of all, why are two baby faces pummeling each other right now?"
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't make any sense.
They're really reaching with the. It's like one of those things like AEW is trying to be depth with the story, but they're really reaching with this story by talking about like how Ryomi Tsunami was going to retire from the business, but then she showed up at AEW Double or Nothing and they decided not to, decided not to retire. And then they talk about like how 10 years ago Ryomi Tsunami said that it's going to take you 100 years to beat me, and they faced off like three times and they had a draw. They're just really reaching with the storyline. You want to know how? It's like I bet this stuff didn't even happen, and I can't even suspend my disbelief. I think how they had the countdown show too. This just shows how much they don't care about this match. They didn't even put like the woman's thing on the countdown. They put it on their YouTube channel. Like they.
Well, yeah, that.
Yeah.
They care. They care about women.
Absolutely.
They care. It's the best women's division on the planet. WWE's women's division doesn't compare to this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's the best.
Oh, absolutely.
It's awesome.
I'm gonna be honest. There's no freaking chance Ryomi Tsunami's winning this match. I honestly don't even want.
Hashida's obviously winning.
Yeah. Which is even more stupid because this makes this whole tournament an even more waste of time. Like, they put somebody in and that doesn't even...
A one-on-one match between whoever.
Yeah.
Nyla Rose or Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa, winner faces Hikaru Shida. You didn't need this month-long tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
That no one cared about to begin with.
What was weird about it, too, I know she was doing the stuff with Shaq and stuff. For some reason, Red Velvet wasn't in the tournament. Even though she was like the number 2 ranked contender, she wasn't in the tournament. What if they...
That'd be interesting, yeah, because I looked at the rankings. I was talking to James last week, and I was like, I think she's the number 1 ranked competitor now.
Yeah.
Or number 2.
She's definitely not... She's not 1 after this week.
Definitely not. And she's not even in the tournament.
Yeah.
She wasn't even an alternate.
No.
Not even an alternate. How?
Can we just like...
She's
yeah.
The second-ranked competitor now. Because, of course, number 1, guess who number 1 is?
Nyla Rose.
You'll never guess. Nyla Rose.
And somehow she's not in the...
Of course she is.
Somehow she's not in this match. That doesn't even make it... How could she be number 1? She lose the tournament finals. Like...
Because she's number 1. Because rankings apparently don't fucking matter in this company. Because she won't fall farther than 3.
Hikaru Shida is going to retain the title, and then she won't be on TV for like a month. Probably more.
No, she'll be at ringside.
Yep.
And they'll say, "Oh, look, here's the AEW Women's Champion," waving at her friends in the ring.
Didn't they say this week? They might have said on the count she's like the longest champion ever in AEW.
I think she's had like fucking 4 title defenses.
Let me think. Yeah, she faced Penelope Ford at Fyter Fest. I know she faced Big Swole on the anniversary show. She
Were
faced.
those title matches?
I'm pretty sure they were title matches. Thunder Rosa, she faced at All Out. That was definitely a title match.
No, that wasn't a title match. That was just a interpromotional.
That wasn't
title
a. Why was that not a title match?
cut. Because if didn't she win? Sheeta?
I'm pretty sure she won.
She would have been the NWA Women's Champion.
I think only her belt was on the line.
Yeah, I think it was.
Um,
You're right. Yeah.
and then yeah, what? Then she faced Nyla Rose again at Full Gear, and then she faced Abaddon in that terrible match, and then she faced. I think she's had like 5 title defenses.
Wow. 5. Wow. Interesting.
I think Serena Deeb's, I think, had more title matches, title defenses.
Those are hurt now too.
So I'm guessing
she's at her D-scope.
Yeah, I just saw. So I'm guessing they're gonna vacate the NWA Women's title. Yeah, this match.
Longest Arashida, 285 plus days. Doesn't say exactly how many plus days, but
Yeah,
285 plus.
she's not
on
losing.
it. I think it was at Double or Nothing. She won
Yeah,
it
she
May
did.
23rd of 2020, which is Double or Nothing.
Yep.
So she's held it for nearly a year,
Yep.
and she's had 5 title defenses.
Yep.
What the fuck is the point of having a woman's champion if she never is either A, on the show, or B, defends her title? And it's not even like a cowardly heel thing. She is this heroic babyface
Yeah.
who's, first of all, never on the show and never defends her title.
Yeah.
What is the point of having a woman's title if A, the company doesn't give a fuck about it,
Absolutely.
and B, the champions are never on the show?
No, I'm pretty sure. So that
Just disband the division at this point. Get rid of the championship. Have them all fight for nothing now because there's no point. Because there's no champion anyway.
tell me this too. Riho was never there. We've gone into that. Nyla Rose was not. I mean, I can't really give too much flack for Nyla Rose not being there because she also wasn't there for 6 weeks because of pandemic. But still, like, this is wasn't right when the pandemic hit too. Weren't only 2 women able to be there? Wasn't it just Sheeta and Britt Baker? And they only have
Yuka too.
they were only able to have like 1 women's match, like, and then they couldn't do a women's match.
Yuka was there, and they had a month's worth of tapings.
Yep. And then, and it's hilarious too because wasn't Britt Baker not able to do anything for like a while because she broke her nose, like, and stuff? So it's like.
Yeah, I think she had a deviated septum or something like
Yeah.
that. Or her fucking nose exploded
This
in one of the matches.
This division's a freaking joke. I don't even. I don't even see what people see in Rio Mitsunami. I'm not even interested. There's nothing there. Like.
Yeah. There's nothing for me to be interested in.
Yeah.
Nothing. I don't care. I literally do not care.
I bet you what's gonna happen to like last year. Remember last year? I think it was Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander followed up that awesome Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Heyman, and Page tag match. I bet that's gonna happen again. They're gonna have some killer match, and this match would be like the cool down match.
Oh, this is fuck, 100% gonna be the cool down match.
And they're gonna try, and Kenny Omega is gonna be like, we did great with the woman right here. I was kind of hoping like we wouldn't have to make this rant because.
It's going to either be after the street fight or after the ladder match.
Yep.
Because that tag match too also is going to be I think it's going to be the cool down. The Miro and Kip versus Best Friends.
Yeah.
That's probably going to happen after the street fight, I'll say, and then the women's match will happen after the ladder match.
Yeah. This match is such I don't care about any of these 2 women matches. Like
Sheeta.
Yeah, Sheeta.
Like they're not going to have someone win the title who can never appear on Dynamite.
I mean, they're already doing that anyways, so.
But like theoretically,
Yeah.
She's probably gonna go back to Japan.
Yeah.
So therefore, what like Sheeta's already here in the U.S.
Yeah.
She's been here in the U.S. for quite a while.
Yep.
So since before the pandemic, she was here,
Yeah.
and like I know that women don't appear ever on the show to begin with, but it would look bad if the title never appeared on the show
Yeah.
ever. They wouldn't let the stripper the title because she literally wouldn't be able to come back.
I know. You know what's hilarious to me, by the way? I think it's hilarious too. Like Excalibur has to continuously remind us that she was in like that 6-woman tag. Like I bet a lot of people forget about that, but that happened. Like I think it's hilarious that he.
I was like, before this tournament started, I was like, wait a minute, wasn't Mitsunami in the Double or Nothing,
Yeah.
the first Double or Nothing show? I was like, oh yeah, she was. She was the random person in that match that no one knew about.
Yep.
Like that 6-woman match, if you look back at it, I think Nyla Rose is in it.
I think. So. Yeah, I think. So. No, it's
was,
Hold on. Wait. Where is it?
It was. I'm gonna do that. Fuck you. It was Riho.
Yep. Ryo Mitsunami, Hikawa Shida versus Aja Khan, Emi Sakura, and Yuka Sakazaki.
Yeah. So that's actually like the other side's actually pretty well represented on Dynamite. But
What?
like the other side that's with Aja Kong and Emi and Yuka.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
all appeared on Dynamite for a while before the pandemic.
Yeah.
And Yuka was on it in the Atlanta tapings.
Yep.
But just no interest whatsoever.
Yeah. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
I've already talked enough about it. I've ranted enough about it. It's not going to make a difference. They're not going to change anything.
Yeah.
They've already shown their true colors. They're not going to fuck up with the women's division.
Yeah.
That's why that's why fucking WWE will always have a better women's division.
Absolutely. Then we have let's get back. I mean, everything else is gonna be positive. We promise. So, the street fight with Team Taz, which is gonna be represented by Brian Cage and Ricky Starks with Taz. I'm assuming Powerhouse Hobbs and Hook's gonna make an appearance at some point.
Yeah.
Versus Darby Allin and Sting. I'm so looking forward to this match. I can't wait for it. I just can't wait for it. I mean,
it's gonna be really good.
Yeah, Sting can wrestle now, which is just insane. I mean, I know we're saying that and Edge is wrestling nowadays, but I think it's just even more saying Sting's wrestling just because of his age and like the injury that he got and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, he's a lot older than Edge too.
Yeah. I actually thought at first, like when they announced this, I didn't think Sting was clear to wrestle. They were gonna do a cinematic match, but they're definitely doing it like a full-on street fight with that after the past couple of weeks that they've been doing. So,
yeah.
I think it's
given full clearance. So
yeah, I think it's fairly obvious Sting and Darby Allin are gonna win. The only rant I guess I can give is I think Team Taz probably should have stood tall, like either on the Go Home show. Or, like I feel like Sting and Darby Allin have stood tall a little bit too many times because they're not winning this match. So, but Sting and Darby Allin are gonna win, and I think Darby. I think Darby's gonna get the win too, so that way, because a lot of people are getting mad, obviously, because Sting's in the match. So I think Darby's getting the win.
There's just no way.
Yeah.
They Team Taz has gotten the upper hand a lot.
Yeah.
In the feud, so I think that even though the babyfaces stood tall the last couple of weeks, the past like 2 weeks or so, I don't think it changed anything.
Yeah.
I think that trope is kind of died in wrestling now, where if you stand tall on the Go Home show, you're losing.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of broken.
Thank God.
So, I do think Darby and Sting are going to win. It just makes too much sense. Darby's the TNT champion. Sting's first match back in about 6 years. It just makes too much sense for them to win.
I think too. I think at Double or Nothing, we're getting Sting versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship too.
That would be good. That would be really interesting.
That would be a good
They would put
feud.
that would be too, because in a lot of ways it's like their style was a little bit different. Darby's a little bit reckless, but like he's like a mini Sting almost
Yeah.
in terms of like his attitude and stuff. Like he got over with the kids just like Sting did.
I want to see, this would be hilarious in a sense, but so good. Like, Darby sitting on like one side of the rafters and Stin's sitting on like the other side of the rafters, them eyeing each other eye to eye. That would be so good. That would be so
That's
good.
what they should have done one week.
Yeah.
You should they should have had I think the week before the zip line, or they could have done it this week without physicality, where you had them both in the rafters with the spotlight on, interrupting a Team Taz promo and just staring down at them and having Taz get angry because they're not talking
Yeah.
or not speaking, and they're just staring down like old school Sting from 1996, where he went silent for a full year, just staring down at them with the spotlight on, and Taz getting angry, and Taz throwing a fit. Like that would have made for that alone would have been built up, like would have got me more excited than I already was for the show.
Absolutely. We also have the match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. It's going to be the Young Bucks defending against Chris Jericho and MJF, representing the Inner Circle, accompanied by Wardlow. Yeah, this match I'm looking forward to a lot. It definitely kicked into high gear once Jericho and MJF took out Papa Buck. I love the press conference this week and how they actually had like wrestling journalists and stuff. I love how they had Conrad Thompson there when he asked him a question about I forget what question he asked him, but Jericho just called him a fathead afterwards. I thought that was hilarious.
MJF called him turkey tits.
Yeah, that was great. I love too when Eric Bischoff came up. He asked Jericho a question when he said, "Do you think you made the biggest mistake of your life, pushing the Young Bucks, and what's the status of Papa Buck?" And Jericho just took him to task too.
That's so good.
Yeah, that was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think clearly the Young Bucks are going to retain the titles. They could have Jericho and MJF, become the new tag team champions, but I think
I've been thinking about this for a bit. Like, I think I'm gonna pick the Young Bucks because of the potential feud with the Good Brothers.
Yep.
But I also think too it could go the other way.
Yeah.
I think the Good Brothers could, quote unquote, accidentally cost the Young Bucks the match by trying to help them. That sets up a match between them at Double or Nothing, or a Dynamite, or whatever, an Impact pay-per-view.
Yeah, for the Impact tag titles, yeah.
Like
how cool
that'd be interesting.
How cool would that be too? Like the Young Bucks win the Impact tag titles, like after when they were there like 10 years ago, and they didn't win and they were used so badly in TNA and all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be horribly.
Imagine the paid ads we would get then with Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. What he would say if the Young Bucks won the Impact tag team titles.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be hilarious.
He'd fucking go to town.
Yeah.
He would go to town.
But I think the Young Bucks are gonna win. I think we're gonna finally get. I don't think they'll break up on this show, but I think we're gonna finally get like a true moment of breakupness with the Inner Circle on this show. Because Jericho
I think Guevara could play a hand in this too.
Yeah.
Because again, they asked him, the guy from Barstool Sports.
Yeah.
Funny enough, he's probably not going to get an invite back anytime soon, because he was on Vengeance Day. He was the guy who was on the Vengeance Day pre-show with Wade Barrett.
Interesting.
So.
Are you saying not to Are you saying not to WWE or not to AEW?
He probably will not be allowed in NXT again.
Yep.
But he said that what's the status of Sammy Guevara? Are you ever gonna let him back in the Inner Circle? And Jericho flipped out.
Yep.
And said not to talk about Sammy Guevara ever again.
Yep.
So I'm feeling that that might play into the finish a little bit.
Yep.
Or
Oh,
post-match.
yeah. Could so you're picking the Young Bucks or Jericho and
Yes.
MJF?
Yeah,
And then we
the Bucks.
have the main event. This match has to be the main event because I don't know how you.
It's the first match of the show. Actually, it's the buy-in.
And they have to turn all the They have to turn off. Can you just imagine you have a exploding barbed wire death match as the first match on the show? That'd just be weird.
Jerkin. Oh, that's another thing they did too. They took a bit of a shot at WWE and at that town hall.
Yup.
Well, they said that if Papa Buck didn't create us, there would be no AEW, and Chris Jericho would be curtain jerking the Performance Center. I don't necessarily like them taking shots at WWE, but that one was funny. I laughed at that one.
Because you know it's true. You know, I think Jericho knows that's true too.
Because he was practically curtain jerking at his last WrestleMania.
Yeah, actually, it was. He even said it's worse than curtain jerking. He was the second match on the show. That was even worse.
He was the second curtain jerker.
Yeah. But yeah, let's talk about that exploding barbed wire death match with for the AEW World Title. It's gonna be Kenny Omega defending against John Moxley. I'm so looking forward to this match. I've loved every segment. Kenny Omega is just. I think this is gonna be the best run of his career, probably. Like he's been so great lately. I liked the promo he cut when he announced the match. It was so good. I like the segment he did at like the preschool with the kids with Michael Nakazawa. I like how he read the Young Bucks book and he only read like the part he was like in or whatever. Like
he's just like I love like his attitude.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't give a fuck. Like he's at the golf course instead of preparing for John Moxley.
Yeah.
Or he's in a preschool. He's in or kindergarten or wherever, just not giving a fuck, just reading a book, like to kids.
I even love, by the way, in that segment, I hope this was a shoot. One of the kids asked if the Young Bucks were in love. That was great.
That was well, yeah, you could tell. I mean, I could see by the cover of that book.
Yeah, I even love, by the way, too. When they went away, the kids kicked the crap out of Michael Nakazawa afterwards.
They beat the shit out of Nakazawa. It was like 10-1.
It was worse than the Dark Order did to Matt Hardy.
Just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, but I love the no gives fuck Kenny Omega. Like,
he seems more vicious.
Yeah, and I love the promo Moxley cut last week about the exploding barbed wire death match. It looks like Kenny Omega is building another contraption, as we saw in the warehouse or whatever. That would be interesting. Yeah. By the way, whoever would have thought I'd be saying I'm looking forward to exploding barbed wire death match because we always crap on these types of matches, but I actually want to see this. Like,
I'm not like the biggest death match guy. I like death matches.
Yep.
That's fucking insane. The entertainment value's through the roof, but that's like I kind of like it. Like I'm excited for it. The match that as soon as it was announced, I was like, I cannot fucking wait to see it.
So
It's the one match on the show. If there was no other matches on this fucking show, and it was a one match show, and it was John Moxley versus Kenny Omega, an exploding barbed wire death match, that would have sold me alone to spend $70 on this pay-per-view.
Yep. Kenny Omega, I think, is going to retain the title. He's doing such good work right now. It's too soon to take that title off of him.
I think for reasons that are outside of wrestling, that I think Kenny Omega is going to win.
What's outside
because Papa Moxley.
Oh, yeah.
Renee's pregnant, so he's going to go home. I think this is the write-off.
This could be the write-off. I think Moxley should probably take... Even if that's not the case, Moxley should take a write-off anyways. Because he's kind of faced everyone in AEW at this point now, too. Like...
I think he literally has. I think he's faced every heel. I don't think you can turn him heel. That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you could, but I think that this gimmick suits him. Like, better as a babyface.
Yeah.
Where it's like he's just no gives a fuck. I'll fucking fight everyone. I'll fight anyone. I'll go 6-on-1. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it works.
I think
I just
though.
don't know how this gimmick translates to a heel.
Yeah.
I think they need to turn someone to face him, like a Cody Rhodes or something like that.
Definitely Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes needs to turn heel anyways, but that's a different issue. So yeah, that's a preview of AEW Double or Nothing. Pause. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about stuff like the stuff that's been going on AEW wise. It hasn't that isn't gonna translate to Double or Nothing that we want to make sure we talk about, give some nice shine to. This is just random because it's the first time I've seen -1 on commentary. He does not like Excalibur. Like,
oh, he does Excalibur.
I loved it how he was on commentary this week doing Ten's match. I don't remember who he faced, but I loved how. Yeah, I think it was. No, he
on Dark. Dark, he faced like a jobber. 10 did.
And he wouldn't let Excalibur get like a word out. Like,
and it's funny because the kid was wired, and when Excalibur said it was 1:30 in the morning.
Yep.
It was 1:30 in the morning. An 8-year-old is up to 1:30 in the morning, and it was fucking wired.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck? He's like, it's 1:30 in the morning, you know, my shirt's unbuttoned. I'm like, it's 1:30, and I'm like, fucking -1 is still here.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. This kid's gonna go to sleep.
Matt, did he have to go to like virtual school the next day? Like,
I think he does go to virtual school.
I know, but could you imagine he had to the next day? Like,
oh, Amanda was probably like, you know what? It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm not gonna make you go to school tomorrow.
Yeah. I just love though how he hates Excalibur. Like he just
fantastic.
He would not let him get a word out.
Hands down.
Yeah.
My favorite character on Dark.
Did you feel bad for it?
This week on Dynamite though, talk about matching. Brody and 10.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah, that was great.
You know what? It's like it's like that's like his big brother.
Yep.
You notice like they're all together. Like,
yeah,
they're super duper close in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think like Preston Vance's mom is like become like really good friends with Amanda.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, let's talk about other stuff. I absolutely love the match with we had Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet versus Shaq and Jade Cargill, and it was really good. I really enjoyed that.
Better than expected.
Absolutely. I don't think his performance.
I liked it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think I was.
Obviously, I don't think his performance was better than Pat McAfee's, but I thought he. Huh?
Definitely not. I think Pat's, in terms of celebrity involvement, Pat's like top tier. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
I don't think anyone's gonna be better than him.
Ronda Rousey was pretty great though.
Yeah, but she was already like a combat sport athlete.
This is true.
Like, that kind of translates over to wrestling, where Pat McAfee was an NFL punter.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally, he didn't tackle anyone. He barely tackled anyone. So for him to go from that to YouTube, basically, has his own podcast, and from that, the Pat McAfee show to the ring is pretty impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. But I loved the match. I thought the match was really good. I was surprised Jade Cargill looked pretty good in the match too. Actually, I didn't think, because I remember we were talking about how so she looked really good in the match. And then I didn't really have an issue with them winning. Obviously, Shaq too. By the way, took him going through the tables. I thought was awesome too. I didn't think he was going to take a. Yeah, I didn't think he'd take a bump like that.
I like the Brody Lee tribute into the power bomb.
Yep. The only thing
that was a really good power bomb too.
That is one rant I have about it. I think Cody should have sold that a little more because that was such a good power bomb. I thought like he basically got up to his feet and did a body slam like right after that. I thought that was kind of stupid.
Yeah. He should have sold it a little bit. It was down for a little bit.
Yeah.
I thought Shaq's involvement was perfect.
I think that Shaq,
but just the right amount.
I think he's. I think we're getting Paul White versus Shaq now.
I think we could. I think that's definitely on the table. Shaq looked really good.
Yep.
He can bump. He can sell his ass off. You can see.
Yeah.
I was legitimately concerned for Shaq on the outside. I thought he was legitimately like hurt.
Yeah.
And they obviously showed him like they wheeled him into the ambulance, and Tony like was doing an interview, and then they opened the ambulance and Shaq wasn't there.
Yep.
So I was like, oh my god! I'm like that got me for like a second.
Yep.
I was like, that's expert selling right there.
I don't know what the Gun Club was thinking trying to take out Shaq. That was not
funny.
very. Yeah, that was not very wise.
The one thing I say though, Shaq's like Big Show like chops that he was doing with his palm, those look devastating.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he would just like waylay on Cody's chest and Cody's chest turning bright red.
Yeah.
I was like that looked like that would hurt. If
it's
Shaq
like,
did that to me, I'd probably die.
Yeah. You know what the funny thing is? It's for like the 1 week, it actually made Cody Rhodes not like directionless. Weirdly, like Cody Rhodes actually had something going this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
My
one complaint though is, I get that she's like the heel Jade Cargill, but like after every move doing a taunt.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, tone down the taunting just a little bit.
Yeah.
I could do with a little bit less taunting.
Yes.
And she was doing like the what she did. That figure 4 leg lock was awful, by the way.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Miz levels of bad. And then she was doing like the bicep pose, and I was like, what does that prove? I'm like, it doesn't prove anything. You're not using your arms. You're using your legs, you idiot.
I liked
okay. But I thought she was impressive. I thought she was very impressive.
Absolutely. And then obviously another match we got to talk about. They pretty much culminated. I mean, it might be continuing the Jurassic Express, FTR, Tully Blanchard feud. They had a match this week finally. And it was really good. They had the old like WCW World Tag titles and the old NWA US title that Tully Blanchard had. And they brought out JT Dillon from the Four Horsemen, which was cool.
Cool. That was so cool. I love that. Like, it was like old TNT days.
Yep.
The Four Horsemen and JJ Dillon.
Yep. Yeah. I hope this shut everybody up because I remember we were talking about it. People were like complaining about the fact that they were gonna let Tully Blanchard like go into the ring and have a match. Well, they didn't. It was exactly what I thought. He barely did anything. So, yeah, but everyone thought he was gonna. Everybody thought though he was gonna like come in and actually like have a match, like be on the match the whole time, like as if he was a competitor.
No,
like
a 70-year-old man almost. Like,
yeah.
What the hell did they think was gonna happen?
Yeah.
What do you think he was gonna be the main wrestler in the match?
Apparently that's what they thought. Yeah.
67 years old. There's no way they're gonna have a 67-year-old man go out there and wrestle for 10 minutes straight.
Yeah.
He's not in his fucking 20s or 30s anymore.
People are idiots sometimes, man. This is why I hate wrestling fans sometimes. Like
he did just enough.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do much. His presence there alone with the old NWA United States Championship made a lot of sense. Just the aura of this is old school NWA, old school Jim Crockett Promotions.
Yes.
Old school WCW. Like it just everything made sense.
And then obviously I love the finish where they brought back Sean Spears and cost them the match. And now it looks like they're starting that Full Horseman stable everyone's been wanting for a while.
Yeah.
I even love how they brought out on and he did the 4th thing. Does that mean Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel and get involved with this, which honestly should happen? And Yeah, this was just very interesting. Oh, I do gotta ask a question, by the way. So is Red Velvet part of the Nightmare family now? I feel like she is.
Possibly. I don't know. They didn't announce it or anything.
That faction's getting like huge. Like,
Like, as I've called in the past, it's the CWO. It's the Cody World Order.
yeah.
It's the Cody World Order. Every new fucking superstar that joins the Nightmare family.
Yup. Like the Gun Club's in it.
The Gun Club, Lee Johnson's in it. Aaron Solo's in it. Nick Camarado's in it.
Is Sean Dean in it? I feel like is he in it or no?
No, Sean Dean's not in it.
I feel like he's gonna be in it.
Did you say the Gun Club already? I think he said the Gun Club already.
Yeah, I said the Gun Club. Aaron Arn Anderson's son's probably gonna be in it.
Brock Anderson potentially is gonna be in it.
Yeah.
It's just everyone who goes through the factory.
Yep.
Of course, Dustin and QT.
Yep. Brandy Rhodes. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
So many people when that.
Comically big.
Yeah.
Comically big.
Tony Schiavone, I think, is in it too at this point. Like,
he could be. I mean, at this rate, they're probably gonna fucking put anyone in it.
Yeah.
Probably put a guardrail in
it. They'll probably put Jade Cargill in it now. Can you imagine that? They're just all fine. They'll all fine the next week. Yeah.
Just to spite Brandy for getting pregnant and ruining the match.
Yup. How dare you?
The match should be better.
I actually think it probably was.
Turned out to be better.
Maybe Cody Rhodes knew that.
That match was gonna blow. If it was those two in it.
Yup. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
I think that's yeah, that's pretty much that's everything else. That's the things I wanted to make sure we covered. I also want so there's a new show coming to AEW called AEW Dog Elevation, where it's gonna be hosted by Tony Schiavone and Paul White, which I'm kind of excited about. I don't exactly know what this is gonna be because I don't think it's gonna be like Dog. I think it's gonna be something else. But we'll have to wait and see. What do you think about that, though?
I don't know what's gonna be. Like, is it gonna be? Are they gonna take the match? Like, are they gonna take the actual good matches off of Dark and move them to Elevation?
Yeah.
So therefore, the new talent that's on Dark instead of Elevation. Like, I don't know what's going on there.
What if it's just basically like? What if it was Heroes of Wrestling 2.0?
Oh God, no.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
No.
No.
Fuck that.
And yeah.
Fuck that.
That's gonna be a retro someday.
No, it's not.
Someone's gonna pick it someday. I might be that person.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die. It's the worst fucking show I've ever seen in my life.
Worse than Kid of the Ring 1995.
It's horrific. Have you seen it at all?
I haven't seen it, no.
It's a treat. Because Jake Roberts, he's either on drugs or he's drunk or both. But he talks about how he's going to cheat at gambling, and then he comes up for his match against Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and he leaves and comes back without a shirt on. He had a shirt on at first when he came out, tossed a snake in the ring, went to the back, took his shirt off. He comes out and proceeds to go around ringside, grabs the woman by the hands, puts them on his chest, and then starts jiggling his titties. He gets in the ring, and then he takes the snake out, and then holds it like it's his dick. And the announcer goes, "Look at the size of that thing." And they literally had to, because Simon Miller did it at Retro Ups and Downs that I watched.
Yeah.
He said that they had to cut the feed early because Jake the Snake had the snake out and he was waving around like it was his dick. I was like, what the fuck?
How was that Retro Ups and Downs? Was that at least good?
Yeah, it was really good. It was actually pretty funny.
I'm gonna guess that show. Got no. Did he give that anything on that show and up?
I don't think he gave one thing. I forget when I watched it, but I don't think he gave one thing enough.
Because I don't think I've ever seen an ups and downs where Simon Miller didn't at least give one thing and up. So
here's an interesting thing that I just came across. So one Christian may not be under contract with WWE, actually.
Yeah, I did hear about this. Go into detail about it, though.
His contract was actually a Fox contract, and it looks like that may have expired.
Yup.
So he has not signed a WWE contract yet. Would Christian jump ship and be the surprise entrant in the ladder match and betray WWE? Would he turn his back and go to the enemy once again?
You know, I could say no, but I feel like we said no before, but Paul White did it, so it's like, with Paul White going to AEW, like, nothing's off the table now at this point.
Nothing's off the table, exactly. That was a shock. It's intriguing.
Yep.
Is it him? Is it Kurt Angle? I'm seeing a lot of Kurt Angle.
Yep.
In recent days. Today, especially, I saw something where he is going to lace him back up again.
Yep.
He big tease.
I kind of want that. I want that to happen because his WWE final one wasn't the best.
So anything could really happen.
Yeah.
It's super interesting. Super interesting.
Could be you.
Could be me. Could be you.
It's not me. I'm not even in the area.
Not even in the area either. I'm in my goddamn bedroom.
Yeah, but you could get there in time. I couldn't.
It's like a 2.5-hour flight down there.
Yeah, but like you have a license and stuff. You know, you could like. I don't have a license to get to the airport.
You could hitchhike.
Imagine a wrestler did that to get to a wrestling show, just hitchhiked.
They could.
All right, let's talk about some Impact Wrestling now. All right, let's talk about some Impact Wrestling now. Whoever would have thought we would have said that like a few years ago. Before we actually talk, did you see No Surrender by chance or no?
No, I don't think I saw it.
I'll do a quick run through of it then. Obviously, the commentary team is Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown. That's going to be the commentary team until everybody dies. Yep. It showed an intro of like Tommy Dreamer talking about basically his experience in the wrestling business because this was on his birthday, so we kind of talked about that and stuff. We had Tennille Dashwood and Triple XL with Caleb with the K versus Decay. It was a good 6-person tag team match. I really enjoyed it. I like that it was intergender. And I liked how they worked with the story where like Triple XL didn't want to beat up Rosemary. Decay won. There was actually a funny bit where you might have seen this as like a meme or something. I believe Rosemary spit mist into AC Ramirez's face, and he had like this funny facial reaction when he was like walking away after the match was over. It was pretty damn hilarious. I thought that match was good. I gave it 3 stars. We had Hernandez and Brian, your favorite guy, Brian Myers versus Eddie Edwards.
Fuck Brian Myers.
Versus Eddie Edwards and Matt Cardona. That was also a good match. Eventually, Matt Cardona went for radio silence and he got hung up on the ropes, and Brian Myers hit the clothesline for the win. So that was pretty interesting stuff. I thought this match was good, though. I gave it 3 stars. We had Dina.
0 stars.
That's not possible. Actually, no. Isn't that a dud? Isn't a dud technically 0 stars?
Yeah.
We had Dina versus Jake something. Remember when we did the predictions? We talked about how they did kind of a poor job, like making either guy look credible because They both needed a win, but they both couldn't take a loss.
Yeah.
This is pretty much the case with this match. They had actually a pretty decent match. Jake something won with a power bomb and no, a black hole slam, and then afterwards, Violent by Design beat him down and put him through a table. So no one got over in this match. I gave it like 2 3/4 stars because of that. It was like a 3-star match that knocked it down a star. This was a great match. The triple revolver match. It was pretty much a gauntlet style triple threat match. The people that were in this match were hold on, I gotta get the participants up. So give me a minute. I have a minute, Chris. Don't say I don't have one, because I have one. So
You already passed the minute.
yeah, so I can do whatever I want. It's my show. No one can stop me. The participants. How are you gonna stop me?
I'm gonna stop. Stopping, yeah.
But yeah, the participants in this match were Josh Alexander, Ace Austin, Blake Christian, Chris Bay, Davari. I almost said Alia Davari, but that's somebody else. Suicide, Trey McGill, and Willie Mack. And yeah, it was a great match. I believe the people that started the match were Suicide, Trey McGill, and Blake Christian. And they all did some really fun stuff. Suicide was out first, which didn't surprise me at all. And then it was who came out next? Then it was Chris Bay, and Blake Christian got eliminated. Then it was Josh Alexander, and he made Chris Bay tap out with an ankle lock. Davari came out and was immediately eliminated by Trey McGill with the Meteora, in 2 minutes. Willie Mack came out, he was eliminated. Ace Austin came out, and eventually Josh Alexander won with his finisher. I actually like the finish a lot, though. I didn't see that coming, Josh Alexander winning. I thought they were going to give it to a heel, but I thought this was a great match. I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. We had the... Huh?
Blake Christian.
Yeah? NXT bound?
Yeah.
Are you saying... So he's signed with NXT now?
Yep.
Isn't that kind of... Wasn't he on AEW, then Impact, then he went to NXT? Good
Yeah.
fit. He went places. I wonder if they got scared and were like, oh, we can't let this guy.
He was a part of their huge signing class recently with Taya Valkyrie and whatnot.
There you go.
Eli Drake, or LA Knight as he's called.
Then we had the Texas Tornado no DQ match for the Knockouts tag titles. It was between Fire and Flavor defending against Havoc and Nevaeh. It was a 2-star match. It really wasn't anything special. It was filler. It also had a bad spot on the card because it had to follow that awesome triple revolver match. And Fire and Flavor won. They didn't really use the stip all that much either. They could have used the stip a lot more. And then TJP defended his... I gave it 2 stars, by the way. That Knockouts tag title match. Then TJP defended the X Division title match against Rohit Raju. This was a great match. You got to watch this match. It started out as a brawl, and then it turned into a match. And TJP ended up getting the win, but it was a great match. I give it 4 1/4 stars. You go watch that match.
What if I didn't watch it because Rohit's in it?
I thought you wouldn't watch it because TJP's in it, because I thought you didn't like TJP because he's bland. So
he is very bland.
You like him now, though. Then we had Deonna Purrazzo, Kimberly, and Susan versus Jordan Grace, Jazz, and ODB. Again, had to follow that awesome X Division title match, so it was on a bad spot on the card. I think I had seen too many tag matches on this show. It was kind of had enough, and we were gonna get another triple threat one. So, to no surprise to no one, the babyfaces won when Jazz hit a finisher on Susan. To surprise no one, that Susan took the loss in this match.
Yep.
They did a weird thing. they did like a weird thing where ODB like got thumbed in the eye and accidentally like beat up Jazz. That I thought was gonna lead to like a dissension of Jazz and ODB. I guess they're slowly building that, but it's like they took a big step and didn't really go anywhere with it, so it was kind of weird. Then we had the triple threat interpromotional match where it was Chris Sabin and James Storm versus the Good Brothers versus Private Party for the tag titles. It was a very good match here. I thought this was going to be like this 4-star barn burner, but it wasn't that. It was just a very good match. I was kind of disappointed with it. The Good Brothers retained the championships when Anderson tagged himself in, when Private Party hit the gin and juice, and obviously ended up winning the match. So good for them. I give it 3 3/4 stars. Then we had a great world title match where Rich Swann defeated Tommy Dreamer. It was actually a great match. It showed that Tommy Dreamer could still go with the best of them. After Rich Swann won in a 4 1/4 star match, Moose wrecked both of them and took out Rich Swann's leg because he's just a mean guy now. So
He's a meanie.
yeah, Rich Swann I can't call a loser though because he did win. He did win his match before that, so he's no Desmond Troy and Ask G the Adondi. He's not any of those guys. So
Is there someone new?
I don't even know how to say that guy's name. Okay, but that's a. I thought though No Surrender was a great show. I give it like a B+. It was a great show, fantastic. Go watch it right now, Chris. Right now.
You want me to quit doing this and then I'll go watch it?
Well, do this first and then go watch it.
So go watch it now and don't finish this.
No, finish this, then watch it.
Not finish this, and then quit and then watch it.
No.
So leave right now. Watch the show and then don't tell you I watched it and then quit.
All right, how about this? Well, I'll give you new instructions. Finish this show. We're gonna finish it, then watch that show, and then tell me you watched it.
So, what if I watch this show and then not watch it at the same time, and then told you I didn't watch it?
How does that happen?
Well, yeah.
You know what? We're done with that. Let's talk about what's going on at Impact Wrestling lately. I'll let you. Is there anything specific that you like or don't like right now with Impact Wrestling? Is there anything specifically you want to talk about?
The world title picture is interesting with Moose.
Yeah.
Nothing really specific. I mean, Havoc and Nevaeh look like they're gonna break up.
Yep.
Or already are broken up. I don't know. Nothing really like in particular.
Yeah, let's start with the world title picture. So what's been going on lately is, Moose is angry that he doesn't have his world title match that he was promised. Because if you remember, Rich Swann promised him a world title match, and he hasn't delivered on his promise, which is making Moose very angry. What happened was he destroyed Tommy Dreamer on the show after No Surrender, and then last week after a tables match between I almost said Jake Strong, but that's somebody else. Jake something and Dino. Moose came out and put Jake something through a table, and pretty much held the show hostage until he got a world title match. And then the bullshit starter. Not Don Callis. Scott D'Amore came out and said, "You know what? You want a world title match?" And he said that Impact officially recognizes the TNA World Heavyweight Championship as a real world title. So he got his world title match that he wanted, and Moose defeated him. Afterwards, Rich Swann came out and attacked Moose, and Scott D'Amore made the match official. It's gonna at Sacrifice, which is a week after Revolution. It's gonna be Moose defending his title against Rich Swann defending his title against Moose, and they both did video packages this week. I'm really looking forward to Moose versus Rich Swann for the Impact World Championship. What do you think about that?
Should be good. Should be a good match. The feud's been pretty good so far.
Yeah,
It's interesting.
absolutely. Um, then also we have some New Japan inclusion now with Impact. At the end of No Surrender, they announced that Finn and Juice Robinson and David Finlay are coming to Impact Wrestling, and that's exactly what happened. They showed up, they defeated Reno Scum in a match, and then the Good Brothers came out and basically poked fun out of them that since they're like the new recruits that they have to, follow the rules of wrestling and buy the beers and all that type of stuff. And it's kind of lead to a game of one-upsmanship between the Good Brothers and Finn and Juice. The Good Brothers defeated them in a match, and they talked about how they're not the best tag, and they went back and forth about who the best tag team was. And then they teamed up together in an 8-man tag against Triple XL and Reno Scum, and basically squashed them, which I didn't really agree with, but those things happen. The only thing I don't like about it, I think they rushed the match too early. I feel like they should have done the match like a month later. I feel like it's just pretty much they came in and are just getting a tag title match right away. I would have preferred a little bit more build up behind it, but that's just me. What do you think about the Good Brothers versus Finn and Juice?
And it's a little bit more build up, but yeah, I don't. I like where it's going.
Yup. Also, what's been going on in Impact, lady? Your boy Brian, not Brian. Yeah, I almost said Brian Cardona. Brian Myers. He's been a busy boy lately. So he was supposed to face Eddie Edwards a couple weeks ago, but the same lawyer from the MJF's lawyer came in and thought that Impact wasn't a safe work environment, so he offered Hernandez to take his place, and Hernandez lost to Eddie. Hernandez hasn't been earning his pay as of late. He's been losing lately. Yeah. I guess someone's got to lose sometimes, though, right? And I guess Hernandez was just chosen to lose. Who makes these? Are you making these choices for Hernandez to be a loser or something now? Like,
he's doing them himself.
So afterwards, Scott D'Amore came up and said that they're gonna have that match. It's gonna be an eye for an eye match. And Brian Myers at first thought he was serious, and he's like, "No, of course I'm not serious. It doesn't make any sense." Then what? He's gonna come back with his eye fully here? That wouldn't make any sense. Oh, that was such a great shot at WWE. I don't even like that type of stuff, but I thought it was funny.
No, it's not funny. It's never funny ever.
You thought the Young Bucks one was funny, so
it's never funny.
I thought the match though that I didn't really like the match where Matt Cardona was the guest ref. Why was he even the guest referee? I guess just to be fair. But
his buddy, his pal.
Matt Cardona though threw the match out because Brian Myers hit a clothesline, but something hidden in his sleeve. So I really like that finish. Huh?
A fucking cheater.
Yeah. So I didn't really like how they went about the match between Brian Myers and Eddie Edwards. I didn't really think that made a whole lot of sense, but everything else was fine. Everything else has been largely fine. What do you think about what's going on with this Eddie Edwards, Matt Cardona, Brian Myers feud?
It's interesting. Eventually, I think it's going to lead to a reunion.
Yep. So you're saying Matt Cardona turns heel and joins up with Brian Myers?
Yeah.
You want that? Then they'll both be the most professional wrestler.
They'll be the least professional wrestlers.
You love Brian Myers. You want him to be everywhere on wrestling. Everywhere.
No.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes.
I want him to be no wrestling.
So you want
to be on shit-filling as far as I'm concerned.
Let's talk about other stuff though that's going on in Impact Wrestling. So Deonna Purrazzo tried to get Susan and Kimberly Knockouts tag title match, but Scott D'Amore had a better idea and made a number one contenders match instead. And they were fine with it, but guess what? They didn't win the number one contenders match. They lost to Jazz and Jordan Grace. Guess who took the loss in that match? Susan took the loss in that match again. She can't win any matches. It seems like she just should just abandon that gimmick altogether because you ain't doing. It's making her a loser. Like, um,
Ultimate.
um. But then afterwards, we saw ODB came out to even the odds at first, and she was laid out backstage. Jordan Grace and Jazz thought it was Fiona Palazzo. It was really weird how they did that because she just basically flat out admitted it. Like, I thought they were going to do something where we found out that it wasn't her, it was somebody else. She was just being blamed for it. But she was just like, nah, it was me. It was me.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I thought they kind of went about it weirdly. So it led to a triple threat match with Jordan Grace versus Fiona Palazzo versus Kira Hogan because they did too much talking. So Jordan Grace offered for them to be in the match. The triple threat match was just there. I was just kind of waiting for the show to be over. Like, I didn't really care about it. It just didn't really feel like a main event quality match. Giona Palazzo won, and then ODB just laid her out afterwards. So, what do you think of? What did you think? What do you think of all the stuff going on with the knockouts division?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's just fine.
It's fine.
Giona Palazzo's clearly not losing the belt to ODB. What are they wasting everyone's time for? So,
They love wasting.
you know what though? At least they care about their knockouts division. So, and they don't pretend they don't. So, they'll also break it. It looks like they're breaking up Havoc and Nevaeh, which I'm not really a fan of. Because what's the point of having tag titles if you're just gonna break up all your teams?
Because you do.
Yeah. I like how Tenille Dash was like the middle person in this. She's just beating them all in matches. I feel bad for Caleb with a K though. He's still got a broken neck.
What if it's Caleb with a C?
It should be. Isn't that how you're supposed to spell it? Didn't he?
Caleb with a C. Or
Didn't-
Caleb with a.
Didn't Nevaeh 2 beat the crap out of? Didn't Nevaeh 2 beat the crap out of him this week too? Like Caleb with the K is not having good days as of late. 17.
What if it's Caleb with a K and a C?
And then that's
Caleb.
That would be confusing. What do you think about the possibility of them breaking up Havoc and Nevaeh? Do you like it or not like it, or do you not even care?
I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. Like I don't like them to begin with.
I
I didn't even know they were baby faces.
Yeah, I thought they were heels. And then what else has been going on in Impact Wrestling lately? Johnny Swinner, your favorite Johnny Swinner.
No. No.
If you want to do a Johnny Swinner ad, I'll give you the platform right now.
Fuck Johnny Swinger.
You want to fuck?
him.
You want to fuck him?
Not me, particularly. But get him off my fucking TV screen. Every time I fucking see him, I just want to change the channel.
Yeah, he's bad.
Like, John Cena's old faction, CTC, change the channel.
I mean, so how does he have like authority now or something? Like he's able to make matches now for some reason. Like, I guess because he's in Swinner's Palace. Like,
He's the Adam Pierce.
yup.
Adam Pierceville.
James Storm and Rohit Raju have been feuding lately, and James Storm like hit him over the head with a beer bottle. The match they had on BTI was actually pretty damn good. Go watch that. That was good. The build up to the match was pretty bad. So don't watch any of the build up. Just go watch the match.
Good old Jim Storm.
You know he's reaching his 1,000th match in like wrestling soon, which is just crazy.
I couldn't even tell you how many of those I've seen.
1,000?
Less than that. Probably like 7.
7, Matt? What have you been watching?
It's more than that.
How many matches of James Storm do you think you've seen?
A lot.
And
Because I was watching in the eras when no one else was.
how many matches how many matches in the NWA you think you've seen?
All of them, because I've seen every episode, every match they had in the NWA.
Yep. And then what else has been going on in Impact Wrestling as of late?
Everything.
One more thing I want to talk about. What's the point of Alicia Edwards being signed? I mean, they clearly signed her because she's Eddie Edwards'
The
wife.
piss-haired lady?
Huh?
I don't even know, like, the piss-haired colored lady?
Yeah.
No one knows.
There's
He's
one.
irrelevant.
The stuff with the X Division has been really good lately too. TJP retained his title against Josh Alexander in a barn burner of a match. Go watch that match. You could finish the show, Chris, but go. Well, you've already seen it, so you don't need to watch it again. And then Ace Austin wanted a shot, so I really like how they did this. They did like a 6-man tag team match where the winning team would face off in a triple threat match. So it was Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Black Toulouse versus Willie Mack, Trey McGill, and Josh Alexander. And Black Toulouse's team won. I really like how they did that because it also furthered the storyline with Sami Callihan and Trey McGill, which Sami Callihan talked about how Trey McGill can't get it done in the big matches. So I kind of like how they did that. And then Ace Austin won the triple threat match via help from Bad Man Fulton. I was kind of sad Black Toulouse didn't win. I kind of wanted him to win, but I understand you want to do heel versus heel. But Black Toulouse just would have been an awesome ass X Division champion. He would have taken any shit from anybody. What
if Black Taurus got the title shot and he lost in like 10 seconds?
That'd be terrible. Come on a minute, man. You like Black Toulouse though. You like him.
I like the Decay.
Who's your favorite member of Decay though right now? It's Black Toulouse, right?
It's either Toulouse or Rosemary or Crazy Steve.
What if you had to pick one though? Like, what if one of them are gonna die and you can only pick one of them to live?
Rosemary.
Why Rosemary?
Because she's scary.
Yeah, but Black Toulouse though, did you see what he did to Caleb with a K? He destroyed that dude. Like you're not supposed. Is that why you?
All of them.
But honestly, what did you think of the X Division stuff? Did you like it or did you not like it?
I liked it. Black Taurus should be X Division champion. He should be Cruiserweight champion too.
He's not signed to WWE, so he can't be the Cruiserweight champion.
I almost said Cruiserweight champion.
I know, yeah.
I realized, wait, he's not 205. He can't do it.
I know. Oh, he can't. Yeah.
He's a fatty.
He could win the North American title.
He can also compete on 205 Live.
No, he's not. He doesn't meet the weight limit. So, I also like the feud that's been going on between Trey McGill and Sami Callihan. I liked when I like that Sami Callihan went to his gym and beat the crap out of everybody. And I like how it was shot too, where it was all hacked and stuff. There'd be this weird thing where it would glitch and he would talk and it'd be all distorted and all that type of stuff. I like
I liked it.
And then I liked it looks like he's gonna have a tag team partner now because he's taking one of not Troy McGill's students but one of the other guy's students. So that's gonna be interesting. I guess we're gonna get that guy versus Troy McGill at some point, and he'll have to get through him to get to Sami Callihan. So I think that's gonna be interesting. Do you know who that guy is or no?
No.
They didn't say his name, so
it's a student of whoever. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and then is that it? I think that. Let me think.
Yeah, that's it. I think we covered.
Oh, what do you think about BTI? Since that's been on for a few weeks now, do you like BTI? Or do you not like BTI?
I am indifferent.
What do you like about it when you not like about it?
I like the fact that you get a free match. Obviously, you get free TV, but I like how they give you an extra match.
Yep.
It might not be the best match, but at least it's a quality match. Unless if Johnny Swinger's in it, then it's not a good quality match.
No, 5 stars. Dave Meltzer's giving those matches.
The past 3 matches were pretty good.
Yeah.
The non-Johnny Swinger one. The 2 non-Johnny Swinger ones were good.
Yeah.
The first one was great.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot.
The first one was good, and then the beer.
Hello? Buddy, I can't hear you. Hello?
Hi.
I didn't hear you for a second, so you gotta repeat yourself.
So, uh, beer guns. I like that match. It was really, really good. I liked it a
Absolutely.
lot. Um,
Um,
that's it. Like,
yeah.
so, but like overall, like it's hit or miss because it's just like a pre-show.
Yeah.
Old Raw and SmackDown pre-shows, except for there's a match.
Do
So
you
if there's nothing of quality on the show, they're basically covering 50 minutes of nothing.
do you remember, by the way, um, on the Raw pre-shows where like they would show like the last few minutes or like some random minutes of like a match they're taping for like superstars or something, it'd just be happening out of nowhere. Like it'd just be
Yeah,
so
like,
weird.
like why the fuck do I care about that?
Yeah.
Why the fuck do I care about that or main event?
The only thing I don't like about it is I really could do without the whole Iceman Insider thing. I think that needs to be done. I don't.
Yeah, it's worse than. It's like they're trying to get like a Ryan Satin type guy from like to do like I guess their take on like Ryan Satin when he would do the for Fox Sports.
Yeah.
But like it's just not nearly as good.
It's also weird because he says things that like are like so obvious. Like I think this week he mentioned like I think one of the weeks it was the week Moose like laid everyone out. He's like Moose hasn't talked to anybody. Like I obviously know Moose hasn't talked to anyone. He's like Moose refuses to talk to anyone until he gets his title back. I'm like I didn't really need that. Like
I didn't need that at all.
yeah.
Thank you. I didn't need to know that because it's obvious.
Yeah.
He's a heel.
I also I get the
heel's gonna be backstage like ready for an interview, all happy and jovial.
yeah.
No, obviously if the champion's not gonna show up, they're gonna be fucking pissed off.
Oh, there was the first one
They
when
want
like
their match.
when he mentioned like there's possibly gonna be a tag team breaking up, and it might be Havoc and Nevaeh. It's like they did that on the pay-per-view. That's so obvious. Like
That was wow, clearly fucking obvious. Like nice.
I bet.
Thanks.
I always think it's hilarious when they try to do this type of stuff. Like you're not gonna get this stuff anywhere. Usually when they say that, Meltzer's already beaten him to it. Like
Oh yeah.
Meltzer.
Meltzer's the
It's usually Meltzer, Sean. What's his name?
Sean Ross Sapp.
Yeah, Sean Ross Sapp or somebody else that like beats them to it. Like stop. Just stop. Keep doing Johnny Swinner matches on it though, because Chris loves those. So
No.
why don't you do like a full analysis on the Falaba Johnny Swinner match? I want a full analysis on that match right
You want
now.
a full analysis on it.
Yeah.
This is the full analysis. It fucking sucked. The full analysis.
Do you remember anything about that match though?
No.
So how can you say that if you don't remember it?
Because I choose not to remember it.
Yeah, I have to go. You might have to go watch it again.
No,
might.
I don't have to go watch it again.
There's only one more thing we want to talk about. It's a pretty intense topic. A lot of people might not agree with this, but I mean, I guess this week was better. But me and Chris think that not that the AEW Impact thing isn't as important as it once was. Like it's also really weird because like I still like we still like it, but it's also weird because they haven't really done anything with it as of late. So they had when Kenny Omega showed up, it was a big deal. And then he did the stuff on Impact for a few weeks, and then which I'm fine with him not being there now because obviously I think they're gonna bring him back. Maybe he's gonna face Rich Swann or Moose, probably whoever wins that match for the belt. I would prefer Rich Swann because I think there's more story there.
Yeah.
But then they had Private Party show up. I feel like they haven't. I feel like they haven't done. The last time I really was interested in it was when they had like Tony Khan actually in the Impact Zone with when Private Party showed up. They haven't really done much with it since because I feel like I think some of the ads are still good, but they're definitely not at the levels that they were before. And it's also tough because we talked about it before too. Because there's weeks where they say they're gonna be there, then they don't show up in the arena. They just show up backstage. And it's also
that's just annoying. I'm
Yeah.
done with the partnership.
it's also
And Luke Gallows go to AEW.
it's also weird too because what makes it also weird is that Impact is taped like a month in advance, and Dynamite's live every week, so that also is affecting it. Maybe I should tape you live every week.
No.
Yes.
No. Invasion of privacy.
It's not like you do anything weird. Like, what would be wrong with that?
You're invading.
No, anyhow, I don't even know why I even went with that. That was too far.
You're an invasion of privacy, man.
I think that's it for everything Impact related. I think that's it for the show. Like, I guess we could talk about Moxley versus Kenta, but it's already happened at this point. There's nothing left to talk about. But, so yeah, pause. Okay, so that's the end of the show. I think we had a fantastic show. We had no technical difficulties. We had, nothing happened. So, I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of you from getting through a 2-hour show. I promise you we're going to actually do like a normal show next week, and we'll get it done in like an hour and a half. I wanted to say 15 seconds.
I promise.
I'm going to say 15 seconds, but that's too quick of a show. Like, what do you even... what did you even talk about in 15 seconds?
Everything.
I want a 50. All right, do a 15-second show right now. Give like cliff notes of what a 15-second show would be like.
Okay. Everything was awesome. 15 seconds. Bam. Right there.
No explanations, no nothing. Just
everything was awesome. Go watch it.
What about the no introductions or nothing? Just
nope.
That's only like
you don't deserve.
Maybe someday. I'll do a 15-second show with you if you do a show with me at 2 a.m. You have to be up at 2 a.m. doing the show with me.
I'll be asleep at 2 a.m.
No, you got to get up, do the show at 2 a.m. I'll do a 15-second show with you.
I'll be asleep at 2 a.m. and you could do a 15-second show.
No, you have to. But the deal is too. If we don't hit that record button right at 2 a.m., the deal's off. We're stuck there for 3 hours.
But then I'll just be asleep, so it wouldn't matter. I'll just be asleep.
I'll keep calling you and stuff and waking you up.
I'll be a sleepy boy.
Yeah, let's do some plugs and all that type of stuff. You wanna start?
If you wanna find me on the socials, descriptione.
Yep.
I will descriptiate in the description.
What about Johnny Swinner? What if you want to find Johnny Swinner?
Go look up his whatever the fuck social media is on and follow him there.
I wouldn't even follow him. I don't even think he has social media. He thinks he's stuck in the 80s. Yeah.
He's decrepit.
As for me, we're gonna make some announcements right now, right this second. So yeah, we're gonna do the rundown next week. We're gonna bring back the Aftershock corner and cover all the WWE stuff we haven't covered yet. That's gonna be a 3-hour podcast right there. So, hope you're ready for that.
No, not.
Well, someone's got to do it. It's got to be you and me. And also, I'll set a date right now. Or if the networks are thin by then, hopefully it is. So we still don't know. On my calendar. Here it is. I'll say it on. We'll do March 22nd. That week we're gonna do a retro wrestling review series of WrestleMania 36, both nights.
Okay.
The network might not be a thin by then. We might be going to Peacock for that though. Which I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys, and we will talk to you guys later.